Today's episode of the Ball 6 podcast will include an intro of last Saturday's day of Wiffleball, Who's Back of the Week, Fireboy and Water Girl, an interview we sat down with WiffleBoy28, YouTube phenom, some new segments, Check Your Pulse and Respect Your Neglect, as well as a little surprise for you guys. We're going to save that for later, and a Dink of the Week. Let's go.
Ball 6, presented by the WWBL. So, welcome to our 4th episode, guys. Got a good show coming up as we previewed just before the intro song. So, let's dive right into it, Kev. What did we see this week?
This was a pretty disappointing week. We'll get into that later, but league leaders right now, hitting, it's all Mark Didio. He's leading the league in average, hitting .566, home runs with 29. RBIs with 51. I think he hit over 10 home runs and drove in over 20 runs today. He had a fantastic day. On the mound, he did a great job too. So, he's unanimous player of the week. Jake, you're a little bothered by that though. Is that right?
I just don't. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mark. Mark's my guy. He's a great guy. Great player. Even better person. I just don't like that we're letting a rookie kind of toss us around like a rag doll.
He's not exactly a rookie, but that's fine.
He never completed
Since this show, he played last year and led Chargers to a championship.
That's a fake season. No one even knows what that is.
Fake season. Okay, fair. Since we all love listening to how Jake's doing, he's now hitting .333 after recording. I think he went maybe 5 for 7 off Brian Rabeck's, aka the most uncoordinated and unathletic player to ever step on a wiffle ball field.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say just before I get all the haters from my own league telling me, oh yeah, that's a good thing that he played against Ryan and Brian the entire time. I understand that. I'm not proud of my .333. I'm awful at sports.
Okay, it's a little harsh. Let's look at the pitching stats. Strikeouts, Mark Didio, 40. ERA, Chris Van Russo, I guess, but he wasn't here again today.
Where was he today?
He was just home, man, just playing some Siege. But that's cool. That's fine. I guess you couldn't get a ride, even though multiple people asked to call you an Uber, but that's fine, man. Love it. And then, actually, he's not leading the league in... Okay. He is leading the league in ERA, but I guess Jake thought is in second with an ERA of 1.60 in 15 innings, but yeah, I guess that's true. He thinks he's a great pitcher.
I know I'm a great pitcher.
He's trying to work away into the Outlaws staff. Dylan Ward, disappointing day on the bump, to say the least. He stepped it up at the end, but gave up a lot of runs, didn't have the control that we needed from him for the Outlaws. Moy stepped up, pitched well as usual, as well with Didio. The standings. A lot of the Truth are in first at 10 and 8. The Canes in second, 17 and 15. The Outlaws in third, 13 and 12, and the Swarm in last at 6 and 11. Bunch of teams have played a ton of different amount of games, but we're just going by win percentage at this point.
Yeah, if you're wondering why the games are so lopsided, we'll dive into that later. There's a lot of different factors that go into that.
So, who's back of the week, Jake? Who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is Luke Yokoi falling over the fence. I'm pretty sure if I was a betting man, I would place odds on him falling over the fence at least twice every single time he shows up to wiffle ball, or in fact, today it wasn't necessarily him falling over the fence, but he went to catch the ball right at the fence, 0-0 bottom 3, which is for those that don't know, we only play 3 innings. And so Kevin hit one to center field. Luke went to catch it. It hit off of Luke's hand. Wasn't even going. I mean, it was maybe.
It was going over.
It was not going over. It was about 3 feet short of the fence. Hits Luke's hand, bounces over. So Luke and the fence are pretty much my who's back of the week.
That's a home run. One of mine. Once again, we're gonna dive into this later. Laziness / lack of effort and commitment, but also bombs. There must have been 30 home runs today. Now you could say that was because of some of the team's number 2 pitchers being on the hill today, but I think bombs are back. We saw a lot of deep home runs. That's got to be some of the credit of the wind. There was really no wind today, so the ball was just flying out, but I think our power hitters are hitting stride, and it's going to be really exciting the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why it started this year, but there's this new thing where we make agreements to, like, if it's like, I'll pitch my worst pitch if you pitch yours, and it's like that new thing that we do, but
So
that also has to contribute for sure.
That also contributes to Ryan Smith still hitting above 500, being third in the league in average, and third in the league in RBIs. That's fine. Actually, he's hit well against the good pitchers too, but that is in some fact credit to him and Didio's success. So next, the usual Fireboy and Water Girl. Fireboy Jake, what you got?
I've got this week I've got Ben Clow showed up for the first time, our media man. Actually, sorry. Excuse me. My entire argument is skewed. He showed up last week. Wow. Well, here.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He played for us.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I
Classic.
can still put a twist on this. So Clow's my Fireboy left an actual game that he was supposed to broadcast for the high school, the lacrosse game. Left it at halftime to show up and watch our Wiffleball. So that's commitment. I like that. That's my Fireboy.
Also, leave in the comments how much you love listening to Jake. He, in fact, I'm just going to jump right into this. He was considering quitting. Jake, you want to explain a little bit what was going through your head?
Let me think about this. So you, in fact, you definitely contributed to it.
I contributed?
Last week we released our video. No one really said anything too bad. We released our podcast. No one said anything too bad. It was all normal reviews from the people from the members of our league. And then I get a text from Kevin, and it says, quote, "You're ruining the show."
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, thanks. And so pretty much I don't really get a lot of encouragement from my teammates. For example, ball 6, Kevin always tells me I'm ruining the show. I'm not doing good enough. And I'm not good. I'm not having a good season so far. But for the Outlaws, here's another quote from today. I showed up a little late, and my teammates said, "Hurry, let's play this game before Jake can get here." So that's definitely contributing to part of the reason why I debated quitting the show.
I think you got to man up a little bit.
I did man up. I showed up.
Okay, you know, that's true. I'd like to, on air, apologize, Jake. I'm very sorry for calling you out for bringing the team down and the podcast down. I'm very sorry for that.
I think that's a very manly move of you. Thank you, Kevin.
Anyways, my Fireboy is, someone had to say it, Didio, Mark Didio. He's the guy who's hot this week. He's on fire, as you would say. It's annoying, but you can't throw him a pitch over the heart of the plate or it's gone, pretty much. And his confidence, his swagger's back, and that's kind of grinding my gears, so the Outlaws will be firing at you. Water Girl, who you got?
My Water Girl for this week was anyone who's not using the black bat. I actually got this little tip from Mark Didio, started using it. It's definitely got the most pop in our league. The contact that I did make, I thought was definitely better than anything I had made with any other bats. And you can tell, I mean, the statistics don't lie. He's leading the league in average home runs and RBIs. There's got to be, yes, he's got a great swing, but there's got to be something to do with the bat a little bit there as well.
I'd like to remind you, the Water Girl is not the dink of the week. It's who's performing poorly for the most part or whatever, who's cooling off. So I had to go with Kevin Greer. He's not quite having the year up to his standards. He's driving in a lot of runs, but his average is a mere .416. That's just right in the middle of the league. He came into this as probably a favorite for MVP, as no one knows how, but he ends up usually hitting. He usually leads the league in many stat categories. So I think he'll be back, but he's cooling down right now, and I'm a little mad at him right now. So yeah, that's my Water Girl.
All right, so let's get right into our interview with WiffleBoy28. It was a good one. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Leads ×2 tonight. First, Brett Bevalqua from Palisades. I'm sorry, did I not pronounce that right? So, first Brett from Palisades, and now Wiffleboy had to postpone. But he says hopefully that he'll be able to do it next week, so hopefully we'll get him then. And so instead we decided we'd do something a little bit better. We decided we'd convince a member of our league that he actually is Wiffleboy himself.
We're about to do that. Not exactly sure what's going to happen right here, but we have an idea that it's going to be something good for the radio.
Yeah, we're really excited for this. All right, so time for Kevin likes to bombard me about how bad this line is, but bad radio. All right, so let's do it. Calling him right now.
Hello.
Oh, B-Train.
Sean Steffi, the WiffleBoy28.
Yeah,
What's going on?
you're now WiffleBoy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're
I'm
good?
How are you
Yeah.
guys?
What are you up to on this fine Saturday night? You work? You put in some work today?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. What'd you do?
All right, wait. Am I on right now?
No. We'll cut this. Trust me.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, WiffleBoy.
Okay, cool.
Dude, thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to be with us.
So let's get our first question going right now.
All right, yeah. Let's just roll right into it right now.
Yeah, so,
are you cool with that?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, so WiffleBoy28, tell us how do you scuff your balls? Tell me the method to that.
Well, the method behind stuffing the balls, it's a very intricate process. Actually, it's not really. We just I don't know. We find knives and we scuff it in whatever way we want to, and I don't know. It puts good movement on the ball. So, yeah.
WiffleBoy, does that explain why you were caught walking around with a butcher knife outside of a 8-year-old wiffleball game last weekend?
No. Next question, please.
Okay, yeah, very sorry. Hey, we'll cut that too if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
So let's get to our third question now. So pretty much you've got great movement on your pitches. How did you start making that happen? Is there a method to it, such as basketball? There's beef, bend, elbows, eyes, follow through. What's your acronym?
Well, I mean, obviously you have to learn all the pitches and all that. What do you mean by my acronym?
I want to know every person that's best at something
It's
has
been
an acronym.
scientifically proven. There's actually science behind this.
You're
a statistic, WiffleBoy, so
you're just a number in a database. But anyways,
so what's your acronym? Just give it to us. We're sure you must have something, right? You even said it. You said you have something.
What's your process?
Well, my process is, it's just if you get the pitches down, you got it. So I guess my acronym would be, put me on the spot here, guys.
Well, that doesn't sound like a very good acronym. I don't really think you should teach people how to throw pitches if you don't know how to do it yourself.
Let alone be walking around with a knife
I'm not
outside
saying
with
I
little
don't know
kids.
how to do it. I don't have an acronym for it, you
All
know?
right, fine,
So if you don't
WiffleBoy.
have an acronym, what's really what is it that you do to get into this, that you're able to do this?
Well, I mean, I wanna make sure that people know what they're doing, and I think it's a great experience for people to learn how to pitch.
What about hitting? Are you saying that you? Oh wait, pitch? You're saying that you only hit little children? What? Wiffle boy, what are you getting into?
Let's move past that. I don't want to talk about this topic now.
So tell us more about the butcher's knife incident.
I said I wasn't talking about that. Okay.
Hey, why don't you calm down, man? We could get you arrested. Wiffle boy, how hard do you throw? You must. What's the highest you've been clocked at?
For wiffleball, I've been clocked at maybe 97.
Wow.
That's kind of gas I pump.
You pump? Did you say? Can you elaborate on that, please, a little bit?
Like you pump gas. It's a saying.
Oh.
Come on.
What kind of car do you drive that you pump this gas into?
I drive a car that. Well, see, the car that I drive it's just. I was gonna come up with something good and I didn't. So.
Yeah. We'll cut that too. I promise.
How are you having so much trouble figuring out what kind of a car you drive?
I actually drive a nice Nissan.
All right, that was my name, Brian. See you, Brian.
But wait, there's more. We're gonna call him again, and we found some mean tweets that are 100% real for him. So we're gonna call him again right now. Yeah, we're gonna call him right now. We're dialing.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Mean tweets with the one and only Wiffle Boy. Wiffle Boy, welcome
if
back.
you don't know what mean tweets is, it's like Jimmy Kimmel. All right, so Wiffle Boy, we hung up on you by accident.
All right, that's
100%
okay.
an accident. It wasn't my co-host making the biggest mistake of his radio career.
Yeah.
So we do this little segment. We do it. You're the first guest we're ever doing it with, but hopefully we'll do it some more. So mean tweets, they're 100% real. We stalked your entire profile, some weird posts on that Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but we'll move past that. So, mean tweets. Jake, what'd you find? You got any mean tweets for him?
So this isn't actually a mean tweet, but this is something that I found on your Twitter, and it says, so this is from @WiffleBoy28, and it actually, before the butcher's knife incident, there's this quote right here, quote, "I'm going to go to an 8-year-old game with a butcher's knife, and we'll see how that works." What do you have to say about that?
Look, I said I wasn't talking about this incident. We don't need to go any further.
I'm not talking about the incident. I'm talking about what is that tweet? Does that have any actual correlation with the butcher's knife incident?
What is that tweet? No, I read it in a book. It was cool.
All right, Kev, what tweet did you find for him?
So this was at Blitzball Rules, Wiffleball, and Wiffleboy Drools. And they said, at WiffleBoy28, you only throw hard because you scuff your balls and ... you wear stirrups to wiffleball games, so you're a loser. Hashtag Blitzball. Hashtag Savage.
Hashtag Kevin, you should know where you're going before you say hashtag.
Hashtag, I was trying to read it. I have trouble reading sometimes. Just kidding.
Illiterate.
All right, so what do you have to say about that, Wiffle Boy?
Well, I think Blitzball is just kind of soft. I mean, I don't even know what the heck that is. Why is this guy even mentioning me in his tweet? I mean, I don't even need to
wait, Wiffle Boy, time out. It's another tweet that I just found on your account. This is from 3 years ago, so I really have to do some digging for this. This is at WiffleBoy28. I'm thinking about becoming a Blitzball guy. I like it a lot more. It's really cool. So why are you contradicting yourself now?
Well, you know what? I was young and stupid back in 2014, and you know what?
This one's from a week ago. I still love Blitzball. It's my life. I hate Wiffleball drills. What do you have to say about that?
Next question.
We're not asking questions. We're simply reading mean tweets.
Okay, great. No comment.
This one is from at Kyle Schulstein. It is at WiffleBoy28. Listening to your interview right now with the Ball Six podcast. You sound like an 11-year-old who's learning the alphabet.
I sound like an 11-year-old.
Yes,
you sound like
who's learning the alphabet.
You sound like an 11-year-old, who's taking testosterone boosters, and yet he's still learning the alphabet.
Time out. I'm going to cut you off right there. What 11-year-old just then learns the alphabet? When did you learn the alphabet, Kevin?
It's not me. It's Kyle Schulstein.
So, what do you have to say about that?
What do I have to say about that? I mean, Kyle Schulstein, if you're going to talk trash to me like that, I mean, I could get on the mound and take you in the box. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, well, we actually have Kyle on the show. Kyle, come in.
Hi, CT Wiffle.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, that was mean tweets with Wiffle Boy. 28. Promise it was him. Nah, obviously, couldn't get a phone call tonight, so hopefully we'll get that.
Obviously.
Okay. I don't know what that was. Hopefully we'll get that done next weekend. Special thanks to Brian for helping out, even though he didn't even know he was gonna. But so hopefully you guys like that little bit. So let's get right into it. So this is a new segment alert. Check your pulse. So pretty much something that you can expect every week, but we're just gonna say it first so that it seems like we're really good at predicting things. So Kev, what should we check our pulse for next week?
Kevin Greer arguing or complaining about things, just having something negative to bring to the table.
So you said he rule booked you again, saying something about you being commissioner and how
Yeah, he did, and
what was it? What was that? What exactly was the situation?
It was all right. So he was playing no matter what. It was whether he played against the Outlaws or the Truth, or the Canes. I said, why don't we just play? Why don't we play? Because it's 4:30 and Dylan has to leave at 5. And then I sound like a teenage girl right now, and then he said, and I quote, "If Moy had to leave at 5, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. You're a corrupt commissioner." Wow, for those who don't know, call me a corrupt commissioner, but tell me a commissioner that gets up and goes outside and gets all muddy to make this field nice and playable for his players.
So we'll check back in with Kevin, see what his complaint is for next week. Hopefully, I mean, if we're not right about that, that'd be kind of embarrassing considering we just tried out this new segment. But hopefully, we can get that right.
So now we got another new segment. This is brought to us by a member of our league. But anyone, give us any suggestions for segments you got. We love to hear them and we'd love to include them. So it's gonna be called Respect or Neglect. We're both gonna give a couple scenarios and then we'll decide, and you guys can decide if you respect or neglect it. So, mine, first I'm going to go with the chatting cage panicking and being a little bit behind schedule right now. Well, they should be posting pretty soon, but they're not going to. So, do you respect or neglect that?
At first, I would have neglected it, but then Ryan said something that I kind of liked. He gave the option to post it tonight, and he said it'd be a less funny version. He'd scoot some segments to next week, but instead he decided to grind it and make the funny version. So I respect it. He's taking his time. He's putting in that work to make the video the best.
Not a bad call.
So my first one for you is respect and neglect. Andrew Moy on the bump. He's declined in recent games.
I guess I neglect. I think it's an effort thing. I don't think he was really giving his best stuff today, especially to you, and you were a little offended by it, but I don't think you saw any of his good pitches, so I guess neglect, but I respect that he's at least showing up. He was a little under the weather today, sickness, so I guess I respect that, but I neglect his pitching right now, but I think he'll be back come playoff time. So my second one is a little bit before you arrived, Jake, you had some birthday celebrating to do. Dylan Ward, the Outlaws, supposed to be the ace. He had a rough day. He couldn't find the zone, gave up some home runs. The guy just self-destructed. He took himself out of the game. He put me in there, and then I started the next couple games. He came in eventually towards the end and helped us out for the day, but he took himself out of that first game while he's supposed to be that ace of our staff, so respect and neglect that.
I respect it. He's not being selfish. If he knows he's not going to help the team win, he wants to help in another way, so he wanted to go out and field, give us a better chance of winning by putting you out of the mound, so I definitely respect that.
All right, what's your second one?
So my second one for you is Rogers and Cloud leaving early to get Five Guys and not telling anyone else and not asking if anyone else wanted Five Guys.
That's a tough one. I guess, obviously, the correct answer is to neglect that. That's very insensitive, especially to let us know you were going to get Five Guys and then not get any for us. But I guess you got to respect that. The boys got to eat. You guys weren't even playing, so a little bit of both. So now that respect and neglect is over with, we're going to get into our little surprise we had for you guys. Chatting Cage Fair Play. The Chatting Cage, if you haven't heard, it's taken YouTube by storm. It's calling out the Ball Six podcast. It's just been going after us, but we're gonna have a little fun with them. We're gonna get on them a little bit, give a little impersonation. Jake's a big fan of saying this is bad radio, so this is gonna be terrible radio, but it's all good. You guys will probably enjoy this. So here we go.
Let's get right into it.
We're starting a new YouTube series.
All right. Now, yo, let's
act like we're talking right now.
We're talking.
And then we can turn around.
And then we're talking about Coach.
Hey! Didn't see you there. Yeah, welcome to the Chatting Cage.
Hi, didn't see you there. I'm Shane Raybacks, and I'm really bad at public speaking. So this is the Chatting Cage. Ryan, what do you have to say about that?
So we chat. This is the cage, and yeah. So let's do it.
We didn't come up with this idea either, but who cares? So, no, I'm Ryan Smith. So 3 questions with Kevin Greer. So Kevin, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. My rat friends don't play with me too often, so.
All right. So first question, Kevin. We've heard you've been on the DL a little bit. Can you give us some information on what that injury is that's sidelining you, and how long you think you'll? Well, actually, you're back today, but what really was that interview that held you back?
I believe you mean injury, not interview.
Oh.
But
Yes.
So the injury that held me back was I had a sprained disc in my back, and that led to some spinal issues, such as spondylosis, if you ever heard of it. And then also, of course, I mean, I I gotta look thick for the boys. My hips were unaligned, so that wasn't good either. So and then this also led to everyone else realizing I have hypochondria, which is when I convince myself I have injuries that aren't real. So that's what's been going on with me.
Well, not the answer I was expecting, but clearly a lot going on. So, you've had a good, not great first half of the year. So now that we're moving towards the second half of the year, what can we expect from you?
I'm gonna try to increase my complaints. I think those are gonna get a little higher. Maybe I'll.
No, that's stupid. Just stop.
Maybe I'll get a little bit higher with my 2K percentage of playing. Hopefully I can annoy everyone and go downstairs when we were instructed not to go inside, and I'll play 2K, and then I'll get mad when they get mad at me for entering a house without asking. That could happen too.
So this interview has gone a lot worse than expected, so I'm just going to cut 3 questions short to 2. That's all we have for Ball 6. The Beef Bell's coming up next.
So that was Chatting Cage Fair Play.
Jeez, you really freaked out on me there when I cut you off for a second.
Well, I didn't understand what you were doing.
That was a death stare.
I couldn't tell if you were pretending to be Ryan or if you were actually trying to cut the show. So I was a little confusing. I might cut that, but we'll see.
It was, I don't know. Just having a little fun, trying to improv, So, unfortunately, it's our final segment of the day. Dink of the week. I'll go first. Usually it's just one dink of the week, but I've got several dinks of the week. Who talked about Kevin. They all know what they did too. I'm not going to single anyone out. The fact that half of the league was downstairs playing video games, enjoying refreshments in the air conditioning while some of us were outside grinding, putting in hours. That doesn't sit right with me, so we got a lot of dinks this week. Congratulations, guys.
So that couldn't have been more broad. Why don't you give specifics on who these dinks are?
All right, so no.
No, give specifics on who the dinks are. Go ahead. I'm actually curious who you're referring to.
Okay. So my dinks, Shane Raybacks, allowing people into the house, pretty much making the day a lot worse, but that's fine. Kevin Greer, we talked about it. Andrew Moy and Luke Yokoi were angry downstairs when their viewing party had to be stopped. So yeah, those are my, I guess, 4 dinks of the week. And Russell, I'm not exactly, you were watching the high school lacrosse. You know what, Russell, you're fine. You're not my dink this week. Jake, what about you?
So my dink of the week is one of those people, because you just named like half the league, but I'm just going to single out Shane Raybacks. I think part of his issue is there's not a lot of commitment on his part oftentimes, and today was definitely one of those days. He went out on the hill and he was just kind of lofting it over the plate. Kind of bothered me, especially because they said, like, the Canes wanted to play, and Shane said, no, we'll play. And then they pitched their worst pitcher, and he just threw fastballs over the heart of the plate. So I didn't really appreciate that. So I'm concerned about his commitment. I don't think he's always into it. So that's why Shane's my dink of the week. All right, so that's our show for today. Hopefully you liked it. We'll try to cut it down. It's been a little lengthy recently. But, yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Thanks for listening. All right, so the schedule is Podcast Monday. The Chatting Cage, that'll be a new video. You can find that on YouTube. Podcast will be on, as we said, YouTube and SoundCloud. And the wrap-up Friday will be this week in the WWBL video. All right, thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked it.